Alright peeps, welcome back to Leviaville, episode 20! We're getting up there, aren't we? Just like this, Beaver's getting through this doorway, getting out of this big bridge here, and getting to build a bit of this levee, aka big canal. Now in the last episode, we absolutely tanked our beaver population. We weren't harvesting or growing or cooking or doing any enough food at all. The food production wasn't any good, in other words. And thanks to our beautiful big canal here, upper height is now super green. So I'm going to go ahead and build a big old farm here. And there we have it. Our little farming district. Now, of course, we're going to at least want to get these farms in first. Get those maximum priorityed. I don't believe we're going to need this platform at all, so get that deleted. And then the rest of these can just get rebuilt when they get rebuilt, you know? No big priority on them. I'm trying to somewhat diversify this area as well, away from just pure haulers, maybe get some builders knocking the boot. But whenever these 28 kids grow up and maybe become haulers or builders. Well, for now we got a bad tide approaching in 1.8 days, and I would like to get a little bit more water slurped up, but the issue is workers. I need all the workers to be in the farms getting the foods, and as well, the whole new area in the tatty pit here that are absolutely bulked up. These all need to be prioritised by haulers as well. Ye challenge failing grills. Ye in particular, ye caused us to fail the channel, or chill the funnel, whatever you want to call it. Once again, I come and play Timberborn and can't bloody talk. Oh, you know what else episode load? I did it! You know what else I noticed in the last episode? This crazy bonding's up, and I think I got it right. I did! I got the name right! I completely missed it while I was recording the last episode. But look at that big bad lad, brazier bonding. The beavers absolutely love it run this area of upper height. And we do still have a few more of those knocking about elsewhere on the map, but they're not quite made yet. We've got one up on this mountain here, another on this mountain here, and another up on this mountain here. We're just nowhere near getting there yet. Now these floodgates are starting to absolutely come in clutch. How close are we to getting that one built? Hey, not far off at all. A bit of metal blocks and away we can. It would be nice to have this one in, just have that extra little bit of depth there on the canal. Because the joys of this canal dipping above the terrain there is we get 1, 2 to 3 blocks, maybe even 4 blocks as you look at it, of water evaporation while it still keeps this farm nice and green, versus our traditional farm along the river here, which will only get 1 block before it starts drying in and not able to keep all of these tatties moist. And what will the tatty farmers do then? It's no good, is it? Oh, speaking of tatty farmers, what you can do is plant some more tatties out here. Now, it does look like I deleted one of the scrap metal flags a little bit too early, so let me pop that back on there. Beavers, get that built so they can pick up the last of this scrap here. And I'm wondering, what should I plant in this farm here? We've got the carrots doing in the spawn here. We've got tatties on the little ridge here. And we've got the entire tatty pits for all our tatty needs. We've got the odd sunflower plantation. Not very many of them, you know, just the odd plantation of sunflowers. And the only thing I can see here that we're not growing is wheat. So this whole area, it's going to be a big old wheat farm. Now, a couple episodes ago, I put this staircase in here. And was like, yeah, beavers, instead of going up this bit here, because we need it to be a levee, you can go up here, and then you can turn left, and then go straight, and then go right and go up. And during editing, I was like, MiGly, what on earth is this, mate? You need to sort this out right now. So let's do that. I want to delete this staircase, replace it with a staircase, but instead of it facing this way, it faces that way. A big straight line up. Who would have thought that was a good idea? And that also frees us up a little spot here for a little bit of well-being, aka a medical bed across from that medical bed. But I beavers, you're going to have to get that in real quick, otherwise you're going to have to use the canal road, which is a bit of a rerun, you know. It's not quite the quick way in. And you know what I've been thinking? Instead of building a traditional staircase for platforms, I wonder how far I can go with side platforms. See, I go one under there. I think this is going to remove the one where the stump is. It looks like it did, yep. Well, it removed the stump anyway. And I'm not sure if it actually removes the old know what. Let me quickly test it by plopping it here. Alright, so it does actually remove it. That is great. That's my actual plan. Happy days. Right. So if I can get a 3 long platform out the side there, I might change the length of it. But if we get a stair up here, and then build the rest of it off camera, because I had to think, we can build that there, and instead of losing 4 bits of grass / wheat, we only lose 2. And I'm thinking about repeating that over here somewhat. Let's leave this one for now, because it looks to be quite well used. So let's scoot on down to this lesser used one here. And we'll see what kind of wizardry we can get on with. Actually, you know what? Instead of deleting that first, the row right next to it is on the same level. So let me build that before I delete this whole staircase. Let's see what I can come up with here. And there you go. There's another little example there. Instead of losing out on 5 pieces of wheat, we only lose out on 2 pieces of wheat. So I can definitely delete the staircase and quickly replicate that. And since we got the sun setting, I think I might make that overnight project. Catch you in the morning with my new little staircase. Welcome to the morning where we have a bar tide here. It's a 20 DRL. It's not the worst bar tide we had, but it's bloody not nice either. It's not nice at all. Now water-wise, we might be a bit touch and go, to be quite honest with you, with how much water we've got. I'm hesitant to pause these two. I really would like these to kick off. But I will pause this fluid dump. There's no need to have you running, especially when I've got the aquatic farm hoses paused. Now, did we get on with the levies?
Oh, we did. We got the metal fly gutted in.
We got the metal floodgate in. That's happy days. That means we've got a lot of water doing here. Do you mind not overflowing, mate? Well, it's not gone anywhere, is it? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, do you mind not overflowing, mate? That would be ideal. Completely forgot about this nonsense here. I got a tad gung-ho at the end of the last episode when I failed the challenge, and I was all like, I want to get it redone. I also forgot to maximum prioritize this big lumberjack flag here, and also didn't maximum prioritize it then either. Right, now one last stair-related activity over here I want to do is replace the stair there with the stair there and put a path there instead of a path there. I'm sure that makes sense. Frees up some more wheat room. Speaking of wheat room, let's delete this large tank here and its accompanying platforms. Replace those with side platforms. That'll easily support the weight of this big large tank here. Now, I was thinking it's been a while since we checked in with the beavers doing the Lido. See how they're cracking on. And it's just a couple of beavers chatting away to each other. One of them just left as I introduced us there. Isn't any beavers knocking about swimming away in the Lido like? Why, aye, we've got a couple of babby beavers swimming about in a babby beaver observing. Look at them doing laps. Oh, we got a beaver just chilling on his back. A good old back float. You can't even beat it. What's your name, back floater? Dakota, the back floater. The legendary back floater. You know what I'm thinking? If there's any hope of getting this in, I need to change the priority on all of this levy here. Maybe bring it down ever so slightly, say from this edge down. Now, I wanted to come here doing the tatty pick because we should be able to see some beavers hanging in rooftop terraces as well as coming and enjoying the caviars. Enjoying the campfires. Maybe not many though, since there's not many beavers knocking about anymore these days. Maybe we just have to pan to the left and hopefully catch 1 or 2 of them knocking up and doing the stairs as they clock on and off. Oh, it was alright. It's not as satisfying as it was the last episode, but still mildly satisfying if nothing else. You know, I've just been looking at the dam here and I was thinking, it's a bit weird, this big gaping hole. And I was like, and the bridge is pretty cool. And then I finally put 2 and 2 together and was like, ah yes, bridge was built so I can delete this bloody path here, actually build this side of the canal up. And that's what allows us to get back on our this side here. And of course we've got our big metal floodgates over here, so the beavers can walk across the top and get around. And I'd say that's the last set of sensible floodgates. After that it's just nonsensical nonsense, but it's fun. Fun nonsensical nonsense, you know? While we're over here at upper height in our industry area, let's have a look at our production. Looks like we've got 0 metal blocks. We're not keeping up with that production in the slightest. We do have heaps of scrap though, so that's good. But they're not getting it. They're not getting the scrap. Do I not have any haulers? I've got haulers, just not enough of them apparently. We do finally have planks, so that's good. Plenty of gears, I like that. I think 10 explosives, which means we need some explosive storage. Now, this book storage is now being used. It's now going to be dynamite storage. Beavers get that topped up. Now, we went 2 days in about 1k of water, but we are still birthing a lot of kits, you know. There's a lot of hip happening activities going on here overnight. I can tell you that for now. Look at the beavers are still resting. They can still barely get up from the night before. Tell you what, let's speed forward for a little bit. We'll let the beavers build this staircase on the side of the dam, build the new staircase routing on upper height, and finish this little corner of the canal. And hopefully the population will have risen by the time we get back to normal speed. Well, 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 would you look at that? Another tidy little speedy of build. And we even got all the wheat planted as well. Let me temporarily pause these 4 farm hoses because didn't quite need them yet. We can't do anything with the wheat. And it's still got 9 days left to grow. Now I did notice during that little bit of a speedy up bit that these gravity batteries are pure struggling like. And I mean pure struggling. And that is with them being connected up to this large windmill stack here as well. My next focus here is going to be this big owl stack here. So let's unpause this straight shaft so that gets built. And then we can unpause this one. And then we can unpause this one. And once we've done that, actually now what? let's actually just pop the battery in now. Oh, spoilers, but I'm popping a battery in. We're finally doing it. The battery's in, and that can be maximum priority because I'm convinced that we're going to get 5 logs as of 4 logs. 1, 2, 3, 4 logs in there before we get all of the gears and planks and metal blocks in here. And then once we get that battery in and all the other batteries along here, we'll be able to go ahead and connect them to these batteries here, which can go down here, which means we can delete this ladder stack, which means we can build a wind turbine here, which means we can connect all of this together, which means these gravity batteries will no longer be the only 2 gravity batteries powering our entire industrial estate. So yeah, there's a few more steps to go, but we're basically there. I did notice as well that the beavers had got these platforms in, therefore they can get on here, and therefore they can start building this nonsense. I get that on maximum priority. And I think if I go behind this stack, get that on maximum priority and all, because I want this power wing farming ASAP. All of the ASAPs. Oh, please say I didn't lose those. I was hoping they were just going to go back onto the platform here. Oh, well, rip the resources. But we can't have anything blocking the old battery path, you know. Maximum efficiency and all that. Now, while this power wing farm's getting built, I do want to expand our industrial estate. You might be thinking to yourself, MiGly, where on earth are you going to expand your industrial estate? If you've been watching, ye know where I'm going to expand my industrial estate. Upper height. We didn't call this area upper height for nout. So let's see precisely what we can do here with these cheesy little platforms. That's got any time with that actually. The sun's rising and I've finished my big platform here. Now there are a few holes. There's this hole here from the old industrial lumber mill. Damn it, it's called the wood workshop. I think the industrial lumber mill's a bloody iron tooth thing. But the arse end of the wood workshop sticks up a bit too high there, or at least it's a little plunger. Plunger's too high, it'll knock the platform apart. And then there's another suspicious little hole here. Suspicious because it's purposely left. Because as a comment I kindly commented like 3 or 4 episodes ago now. All of these buildings on top of here I've got no power whatsoever because, if you weren't already aware, platforms don't transfer power. And the annoying thing is, if I had thought of this, I could have just put a vertical power shaft there, no bother, and it would have transferred the power. But no, I didn't think of it. And that's where this hole comes in. I reckon if I get a universal power shaft, drop it all the way in there, and then switch to a vertical power shaft, come up and up and up. And then, depending on if I can get power in from the bottom or not, I can just have a nice tidy little building there that does power all the way across. And I think that's not too shabby myself, like. Now for this floor in particular, I'm thinking lumber mills. I just want loads and loads of lumber mills to make sure we never ever run low on planks ever again, even though we're not really running low on planks anymore. But we will be shortly, I tell you that. But let me properly get in here, start plopping loads of these lumber mills in. And the most important one to get in is this one. Absolutely this one. Really need that one in because that's the bad lad that's got the big power shaft going up it, and I need to make sure that actually does receive power and will transfer it across into our bot part factories. You see, like the bot parts factories will transfer power up and down and stuff, but they're designed like that. Like there's no design for anything to be on top of these lumber mills here. So, but you could put a lumber mill on top of a bot part factory though, you know? Surely game devs expect you to do that. I reckon it'll be alright. We did give up a little bit of shrubbery here for the case of the stairs. And I do want to get this in. Oh, yes, and I was hoping that was going to be the case. Let me show you what I was hoping was going to be the case. You see the doorway on this lumber mill that can here fit? If we delete it, press F to flip, and then scroll to zoom in, we can plop it. Now it can actually be reached. I love that. And I wonder, let's pause when this plunger's all the way up here. Alright, Mr. Plunger. Get all the way up. There we go. It just went down. Ooh, now there is the tiniest little sliver across the top. I wonder, you see how it's in the middle here? It's in the middle of the 2 blocks. And if I put a side platform, you see how the side platform doesn't really have much depth in the middle? I think it might fit. I think it should fit. Will it be allowed though? Oh, I thought it was yellow for a second, but it was just floating in midair. Oh, nightmare. Let's get a proper angle on that. Look, it would have fit. It would fit, no bother. Look at that. It actually fits. It should fit. I remember there used to be a mod. I think it was like tight tolerances or something like that. If that's still a mod, I'll install that and then we'll be able to pop a tidy little pathway across there. I mean, to be fair, I only wanted to path it up so I could put a stair up and do a stair going over the top. Which having the platform on defeats that purpose anyway. Anyway, let's get this path on before we forget. all the way across, and then of course a skibberoo there like that. Now let me come out on this side the very same way, on the very same height, and like with the other side, I'll try and stay above the footprint of the actual current industrial estate to an extent. Then I'll catch you in the morning and I'll tell you what this side's all about. Oh, welcome to the morning, beavers. So this side is all about gears, which is why I clicked the gear icon there, not the wood icon. No point keeping the camera the same. I'm going to have to do a big zoom in here. I think I'm in the right spot there. Is that right? Why, it is. That means that this one here is in the right spot. This one's in the right spot. And this one's in the right spot there. So now we have lanks, aka logs into planks. And gears, aka cogs into gears. Now I just need to get the path. There it is. All the way across to here. Now what an absolute beaut here. Absolute beaut. Oh, and I still have an extra block here on top of the old footprint. Now for bonus buildings over here, I'm thinking we pop a bunch of smelters. Oh, not F, not G rather. I wanted F to flip. There we go. 2 like that, and I reckon I could squeeze a 1 on the back with a couple of more platforms. I am somewhat spread now on the top of the little footprint here, but you know, the staircase, it's still technically the footprint. It's still technically the footprint. No, I did not quite realise / forgot all about the old stair there. I can't actually pop a platform there, which is unfortunately required. I'll come back to that. For now, I want to squeeze some smelters on this side. Or maybe smelter, singular, because they're that bloody big. They're bloody huge, man. Look at them. Ooh, no, I just had a fun little idea. Let me meet you in the daytime and I'll tell you all about it. Welcome to the daytime. I'm going to tell you my little plan. So we got this level here, which is a little bit higher, just a wee bit higher. But I'm thinking, why didn't I make myself a little 4x2 here? Right, now let's pop our smelter down. And like I say, I'm still going to have to get power up here though. I reckon I can do it with these little blocky blocks here. I reckon if we just get ourselves a good old-fashioned high power shaft, slap it on the back there, a little something like that. And I reckon I can just delete this side platform here, not needed in the slightest. And there we have power stepping up to this 4th little smelter here. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now I do still need to get power to these front 2 smelters here. And I've got a bit of an idea about that. It depends if it works though. Let's try a straight power shaft. The only thing is I think this has to be on the deck. It's not going on there. Let's use the universal power shaft. It's not going on the side there. I don't think I've got the clearance for it. Yeah, you see, just won't let us put a platform on top of the cogs there. The cogs are too tall. I just think, unfortunately, it means we're going to have to lose another shrub up here. Beavers, pick those logs up, please. And if you wouldn't mind replacing it with a straight power shaft when you get run to it. Oh, speaking of straight power shafts, this one should be in, which means I should be able to unpause that one and unpause this one. And I forgot all about it, therefore this battery's in, therefore I need to delete it and lose 75% of all the materials that were in there. This is why you didn't be clever, MiGly, because you just forget about things. Even though I'm being clever about it here. But it doesn't matter if I forget about these 2 this time. It also shouldn't matter if I go ahead and pop a bloody another battery on here. Like that. Now to finish the power off hour here, we're going to do a little bit of a straight power shaft along the end there. And then there we go. Smelters all connected in. Now I probably could and should and definitely will just pop a little power shaft on the side here instead. A little something like that. Purely because it lets me delete that there. And maybe do something with it down the line. I'm thinking potentially contemplation spots. Oh, go on. You twisted me arm. We're going to have some industrial contemplation spots, but they're only allowed to be used at night when all the machinery's off, though. It's not very peaceful and contemplation-esque during the day. There it is, the industrial contemplation spot. You can stand here and contemplate what's in this barrel exactly. What about this barrel? What about these weird barrels? That's weird stuff in these barrels on the right. I don't want to go anywhere near that. I'd rather go in this barrel here. That's the type of stuff you can contemplate about when you're up on top of upper height. Are you seeing this nonsense? No, not the beaver dancing till the wee hours of the morn. No, are you seeing the bloody... No, the day in rage can't find anything. Nothing to cut down. Mate, you got louds to cut down. I even double checked the mark to be cut. You just can't see them because you can't walk past the scarecrow. It scares you. Look, watch. This warning is going to disappear. Talia here is going to go to work and be like, Once they wake up, that is. And they're going to be like, I could chop all the trees. I could chop all the chestnut trees. I was going to stay here and let Talia chop all the trees. But, you know, I think I might have better things to do. I mean, I didn't, but I think I might. Maybe. Probably didn't really, but maybe. Woody! These maples have finally been chucked down, therefore... Chestnut tree, 100% chestnut tree. Get planted. I was going to say there should be a forester nick in the boot there about to plant loads and loads of chestnut trees. Oh, would you look at that? The old forester lives all the way up a height there. I wonder if the staircase is in. It is. They've got the new staircase in. What a bunch of legends. I might have the priority of the staircase here. Give them another little way to go, you know. Because I'm nice like that. I'm just a nice Gary. I'm not the nice Gary. Just a nice Gary. Just don't want to be stealing people's trademarks, you know. We're making tidy progress on this schnecky little path here out of this lumber mill so I can test my power strategy. And I've been thinking about this little corner piece here. We got into food. We have a grits mill. That takes power. And I believe this is 2x2. Damn it! That's alright, we can pop another little thing on the side there. Now we can fit the grits mill on with a little bit of F to flip action. We just totally don't need this bit here, like. We'll just leave it off completely. And that grits mill there can make wheat flour. We can put this good old wheat field to use here. Now, is there any reason there's no... Oh, that's right. There's no crops planted here because there used to be platforms, but platforms no more. We still even have 3 days left on these wheats before they're grown. Do you reckon we'll have this grits mill in before then? I don't, but if you want to be hopeful, you can wish that we do. Just thinking, there's no reason to have, at the very least, this paused, is there? No, because the beavers go up on this one here, so I can definitely unpause this one, let that get built, and then I can't build any more of this until this ladder is demolished down to that level there. And to demolish that ladder, we need to get all of this built over here. That includes all the power wings back to here now. It's a lot. Oh, Howardine over here. Battery's not in. Fan-bloody-tastic. I didn't maximum prioritize it, that's why. But we do have these in, so that is great. And you know what, actually? This power wing here, and this battery when it's in, is all connected down to here, all the way down to the bottom. Well, into nothing at the moment, but I'm sure there was a plan to connect that into, like, here or something like that. Essentially, what I'm saying is we can actually quickly connect this in if we need to. And give our batteries a bit of a break, again, if they need it. Which they do whenever the wind's not blowing, like, it just goes, all of the power disappears. And it's only going to get worse when this is built. Now, I do want to see about squeezing another level on the left here. Let's see about doing that. See if the game will let me. Oh, it is, it's letting us. Oh, cheesy McGee, let's go! Now that I've got the little platform in, let's pop some more grit mills in. We'll do a little bit of F to flip action. Now, actually, what can I fit here? Can I fit 3 or just 2? I can fit 3 if I'm cheeky / Oh, actually, what about if I do a bit of this action? Zoom in loads, zoom in some more. There we go. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and I reckon I can be a bit cheeky here, like. Not cheekier than I have been, but cheekier than I was intended to be. Ooh, not quite. The grits mill's blocking us from being super cheeky. Only one bloody block stopping us. Oh, you catch me placing the little steppy up power shaft platform here. Just before I plop me fancy little grits mill all the way on the top here. In its little platform. Look at that beaut. I did make the platforms one too long, so let me real quickly change that. Now we perfect. I even used metal platforms here, or reinforced platforms, so I could use regular platforms for this bit, so it's not so cheaty, you know? It's just a little grits mill hanging out, as one does. Actually, I've just had a bit of an idea about this little area here. Oh, let's see what I can do. Let's see if I can make it a reality. I'm unnecessarily excited about this, if you couldn't already tell. Now, here we go. Everything's in place. Can it be done? Into food, unlock the bakery for 160 sides points, and yes, I can plop it there on the top. Oh, that is perfect. And ye know that this bakery on the tippity top of everything, up all of the stairs, is going to be making the finest maple pastries in all of the land. Overlooking everything, chooching out the finest maple scent the beavers have ever smelled in their entire lives. I actually really like this little industrial estate now, look at it. And I do want to do a little bit more over here. Not necessarily like manufacturing or anything like that. But I want to pop a row of bakeries on the back. And I believe I can get the platforms like I did on this side over the top of these lumber mills here. And then I'll be able to pop some bakeries on. Well, it seems I'm mistaken about that. Can I go up one higher? Not without any serious building, I can't. Right. How to solve the bakery problem? How about we solve the bakery problem by deleting these 4 contemplation spots, along with their side platforms. Popping some 3 long side platforms in here. And a couple of more bakeries. Want to make cattail crackers. And want to make bread. And there we go. That's all of our bakeries set up. And I believe that is our industrial estate, at least this bit. Done. Just needs to get built. And how far are we to getting this little lumber mill in here? Have we made any progress? Why haven't we made any progress over here, beavers? Is it because I unpaused all of this work over here for you to do? Because that does kind of make sense. You know what? Let's pop a few more batteries down for the beavers to busy themselves with. And there we have it. A lovely little priority rainbow of batteries. Even though only the one on the very left will actually get touched. It's purely for aesthetics, that. Purely aesthetical. Now, I'm trying to figure out a way over here, right, of connecting all of this in. And I think the best way to do it is actually to blow up this land here and put platforms in its place. Because I want to do that to get the water connecting this way anyway, so, you know, I think I probably should. Why, I'm deleting the whole whack. So, beavers, if you wouldn't mind getting those dynamites in real quick, I would appreciate it. Oh, and you've got the dynamites in for us. Thank you very much, beavers. And even got a couple of these in. You actually got all of them in that I didn't put at maximum priority. Nice one. Blasting away with these batteries, aren't they? Speaking of blasting away with things, watch out, beavers. Keep your ears closed as you go past there. Alright, nicely done, nicely done. Let me just real casually platform this up. I will minimum prioritise it because I don't want it to get built just yet until it's finalised. And then I want to see about getting a way for beavers to get around the back here without interfering with anything. And I'm thinking this staircase is the best way. So that's what I'm going to go with for now, at least. Let me get all the actual power stuff back in. See, because we got the stairs there. That does the trick. Now, to actually get power to somewhere, we're either going to have to go on this block here or into this side here. Which I can't do because it'll block this beaver's access. So I think we have to delete this path and this path. Let's just do it now. Beavers can just go the long way around. Angle there. And then I may as well just do a T here for shits and gigs. Make it look nice and tidy, you know. So beavers, if you wouldn't mind getting that built with absolute quickness, please. And then we do not need to build these platforms at all. And I was thinking as well, could we pop a Lido up here? It'll only be, you know, during the temperate season it'll be used, but will it fit? Oh, it won't fit. That's no good, that. And I cannot bring this wall in anymore because of the whole, you know, bad water rig doing there. Can't move that. Oh, well, we'll have to use this space for something else. Oh, morning, beavers. I just clocked loads of dynamite that had exploded, and I think we should probably just go ahead and explode it, eh? Wake up all the beavers by exploding it all. Oh, and the said temperate season's all over. The other way around, though. Temperate season's just begun. The bad tide's all over. Hey, I'm a bloke. I can't hear doing 2 things at once, you know. I'm either blowing up dynamite or talking about the temperate season starting. Never both at the same time. Do I have any dynamite in here that needs to be? No, not in the slightest, because I didn't up the priority of it. Speaking of prioritising TNT, I need to prioritise all of these and all. Otherwise, these batteries aren't going to be very good when they're all in. Speaking of, I mean, look at the batteries we've got in already. 4,600 horsepower versus the measly 2,600 horsepower that we have our gun on our there. I was wanting to say hour again. Ooh, all the wheat's in and all. Maybe we should unpause some of these, do a bit of wheat action. Maybe not. Maybe I should just go ahead and just maximum prioritise all of this storage. Why not? I'll gone really crazy with it. I'll gone mental with it. If you didn't stop it, I'm going to keep maximum prioritising things. Just stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't do it anymore. Alright, that's it. That's enough. That's enough. I spotted some dynamite that needs to be exploded. Because that needs to be a path. Because that'll connect all of these contemplation spots up. Like now to matter. Oh, this area here with a little fence and then the wheat. Hey, it's lovely in it. I'll love it myself anyway. You know what I'm thinking? I might do, instead of stairs up here. Ooh, I'm going to have a proper little think about this. Oh, damn, I made a platform. Now, can I make it decent enough for storage to make it worth it? I tell you what, I absolutely love all the beavers just coming and building this big water tank here. Or platform, rather. But especially when you just see them walking through the old warehouse foundations. I love it. But my plan is do a big square path here. Oh, and it works, it works. Alright, I might be able to make this work and make it look alright, half decent. Bear with, bear with. I think this is going to look pretty tasty when it's all said and done. So now we've got the storage. We just need to think about supporting this platform somehow. I mean, we are using really strong wood, and we've got a solid foundation, so I reckon this is just reasonable enough. But I would like to replace this corner here. So let me delete that. Get me little bearings doing for here. Say, beavers, if you wouldn't mind, please, real quickly demolishing that right now. And then I'm thinking I'll pop a platform on there, stairs down to here, and that'll negate the need for the stairs over here that I deleted. And then I may even extend this over a little bit and finish connecting off the side here. Depends how noisily I can get this path looking, to be honest with you. Tell you what, this same view from the beginning of the episode, it's looking a lot nicer now, isn't it? We've got heaps of beavers in the campfires, even more beavers knocking about in the old rooftop terraces there. And if we fast forward our way through the night here, and then pan in the morning, we should be able to see loads of beavers bailing out of their houses. We're back to the good old crack. The beavers are actually up and running now. And you know what? Before this temperate season gets too far involved... Speaking of, I think... Oh yeah, I need to bring this down. Do I need to bring this down? Or do I just have these all at the top? Because they're all one level below anyway. I think I just have these all at the top level. And then they just have to overspill. Because, you know, the one below. Let's think that. So this is 4. And it's going up to 4. From here, we're going up 2 blocks. Which means if I put this at 4, it's going to be at the same level. Now, if we go over here, I believe we go down a block. So what's the highest on this? 4 as well. So this is 1 higher, I believe, than that is. Yes, it is, because look, this metal floodgate's poking up the top, whereas this metal floodgate down here is now poking up the top. So 3 here is the equivalent of 4 here. Correct. Now, I want to synchronize this so it's at 3.5. Which is the same level as this dam here. Even though that says 1.5, it's the same level. So that should flow out of this floodgate set as equally as it flows out of this floodgate set. And we should have plenty of water flow to keep it all flowing that way. Because we've got all of this open space here, thanks to these floodgates. You know what? I'm even tempted to restrict the flow here as well. Let's unsynchronize this one, because this is the one that does all of the synchroning anyway. Let's put this up to 2. And will that cause me to flood? Or will there be enough flow to get out the side here, now that we've got all of this open? And just ensure that we are flowing water over here. Because at the moment, it doesn't really look like we're flowing all that much water. Well, it doesn't now, but it does when I zoom in, I will say that. Yeah, we're flowing a little bit. It is just sort of stagnating when it gets to the actual canal, and I want to make sure that it doesn't do that. And we are indeed not flooding over here. Although we are struggling to get the water out the sides quick enough. You know, for now, let me just bring this down to 1.5, turn the synchrony back on. Sorry, baby beaver, come back, you can contemplate. Watu, it's okay, it's okay. The beavers love a bit of wet fur, but not when they're not expecting it, they didn't. But with all 3 of those running, I'll just check the water flow over here, make sure we are still flowing out. And if we are, I'll just leave it as is, because yeah, now that looks just fine. That looks like we're getting plenty of flow. And naturally the water's going to slow down significantly when it goes from being 1 wide to very wide and very deep as well as it goes further and further along the canal here. Speaking of the canal, before it fills up our here and starts pissing out the side of the map, let's blow up some of these dynamites. Even though a lot of these dynamites have got nothing to do with that particular explosions and blowings up. Now what should happen, hopefully, is it doesn't go over the side, it just goes over the front, and this side doesn't actually leave and vacate the map. Perfect. That's what I was hoping would happen when I blew those up. So we're no longer wasting water. Are we actually pissing water out the side of the map now? Not yet. We're almost there, yo. We're almost there. Oh, and we're doing the bottom of the map here and all. Now that means landscaping, metal floodgate, 8 high numbers. All the way along there like that. And look, we even have 1 synchronized. These didn't want to synchronize, didn't worry about that. But this bad lad, it's synchronized and ready. Now while it's night time, I will admit something to some of you. Not all of you though, just those of you that have stuck around this long in the episode. I didn't actually mean to blow up this row here. I meant to blow up this row here. Because as you can see by round here, I kinda need that earth back there to keep the water. So yeah, I kinda messed up there. Don't tell the fools that clicked off earlier though. Just between me and you. Day 3 of cycle 34, we didn't get a tide change warning. I love that. I love that. Now how are we doing with our food in general? We're looking canny. We're basically living off grilled tatties, but We'll get to diversifying, you know. We'll get there. We'll get there. Eventually. We do have beavers picking tatties though, picking carrots. Do we have beavers grilling the carrots? Why are ye not prioritised, mate? I prioritised you at the beginning of the episode. Oh, and how's with scrap a day in here? 1 scrap metal left. What? Where you gone, mate? Oh, and it's full. I was just about to say the timing on that. The timing was too good to be true, and it certainly was. Hold up. I completely forgot about this area. Maximum prioritise this. All of this wants to get in. Because I can actually build this episode, which means I can go ahead and connect this side to the power. Which, to be fair, if I reduce the priority of this lot here, that will make sure that they get this platform in first. Once that platform's in, we'll replace this power shaft. Look at who's got an out D in range. Get deleted. I can have that space back to plant some sunflowers if I fancy it. You know, speaking of planting things, I blew this dynamite up last episode in the beginning of it and didn't even plant any tatties there. The tatty pitters are furious at us. They're absolutely foaming. Look at them. Foaming, carrying the water from point A to point B and then back again like a bunch of legendary tatty pickers. Nah, these are the true tatty pickers. Picking the tatties, planting the tatties. Shifting the tatties from point A to the grill masters hour here, and then eventually storing the tatties in the big tatty house here. You know what, I didn't think I'm going to remember when this is all said and done to do this, so I'm just going to delete this now, which yes does separate our power district slightly. These fellas are on their own, and actually I don't think these fellas have got any battery backup in the slightest. What I do want to do here is whip a little T intersection out, just like that. And that T there, which I'll put at the maximum priority, will connect these explosives factories via this 90-degree power shaft to these lumber mills. And eventually power this lumber mill, which is being built for bloody yonks now. Yonks, I tell ya. You know what, since we've got a couple of beavers knocking about now, let's unpause our little farmhouses here. Get some aquatic action. Oh, and we can get some more pines planted as well. And by pines, I of course mean chestnuts. There we go, Mr. Forester. Do you mind getting your arse over here? Planting some chestnuts while the beaver babbies dance away in the dance hall there. It's been an absolute corker of an episode, hasn't it, peeps? We've got this ridiculous plan for an industrial estate, which I think is beautiful. We've started our big plan over here to expand the storage across the little canal. Well, big canal. And we even have a little bit of dynamite to blow up to end the episode with, eh? I'll catch you next week, peeps. Toodle, what is